What's up, my YouTube fans? Okay, so this video, I just want to say right off the hop, it's not making fun of a food bank or anything like that. It's just my experience, how I felt, and like what I ended up doing, or what I feel like my anxiety ended up making me do. Um, so let's just jump right in here. So, like I've been having a really hard time lately. Um, and I honestly, it's just it seems like one thing after another, you know. I haven't, besides yesterday, I hadn't left the house in 3.5 weeks, because I don't go anywhere, right? Like I go to the store, I come home, you know, that's it, that's all I do. I don't socialize, nothing like that. We all only have our one vaccine, and that's because I am experiencing adverse side effects, I think. I've been swollen, um just all right here, and under my arm and down the side of my boob. Um, I've been swollen since I had my vaccine, and it's been over 5 weeks now, and I'm not having any answers, and I'm getting really upset about it. Obviously, it comes with pain, and my cat just fell. um, so it's coming with it's a lot. So we only have one vaccine, so I'm very uncomfortable with like any kind of socializing or anything, and I've been uncomfortable these past 2 years with socializing. Um, so anyways, like I said, I've been having a really hard time, and I had no choice. I had to go to my local food bank. Um, so I haven't been to a food bank in like 10 years, and like the process had changed so much, right? Like, and of course with COVID too. So I had to call and I had to make an appointment, and that was fine, right? So I call, I make the appointment, I got it. So I'm down there, and I kid you not, for like 10 minutes, I'm like looking at these two people. There's two people, okay, and they're like, one's here and one's like up here. And I'm like, I don't even know like what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm watching these people walk up and give their name, right? And then they're getting these boxes, and I was like, that's a mystery box. It's sealed up tight. We don't know what's in there. I want one. Do I get one? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go give this guy my name, see what happens. So I give the guy my name, and he's like, yeah, checks me off, gives me a mystery box. And I was like, and of course I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I'm being judged. I feel like everything going on around me is just like people are looking at me and whatever. But I'm like super excited now. I have a mystery box. Anything can be in here. So I go and I put the mystery box in the car. Then he tells me to go up and talk to the other lady. So I'm like, okay, not a problem. So I go up and I'm talking to her, and like I'm like all fidgety and like doing this because like my anxiety, I'm having panic attacks. I'm just like, you know, and she's like, how many kids do you have? And I was like, I have four. And like I had no idea what she was doing, right? And she's like, what are their ages? 15, 14, 13, and 2. She was like, wow, that's a big jump. I was like, I know. I was like, I personally did not give birth to Sabina, but she is my daughter. So she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's why I'm having a hard time. Like, that's why I'm here, because she has FASD and autism and global developmental delay, and I'm spending over $400 a month just in formula. And like, I've hit it really bad this month. And she was like, there's no need to explain. It's okay. And I was like, okay. So, anyways, after like we're done having this like conversation, she's telling me about like how she had one of her grandkids, and she has had custody of him since she was like since he was born, and the issues that he has. So then she hands me this piece of paper, and I was told that I could go inside. At this point, I'm still not even the least bit calm. I am like, there's people around me. I'm really freaked out. Like I haven't socialized in 2 years. I'm very afraid of COVID. I only have one vaccine. Like I'm very afraid, right? On top of that, I have not been outside like in 3.5 weeks, and my anxiety is just like eating me alive. Okay, so please remember that. So I get inside, and this girl's talking to me, and so she tells me I can pick two things off this one shelf, and I'm like, really wish I wore my glasses today. So I'm looking at the shelf, and I kid you not, the only thing I could see was the top shelf, and all I could see was Jello. That was it. That was the only thing that my eyes could focus on. So I was like, "Can I have the Jello, please?" She was like, "Yeah," and I have no idea why I was like this, right? But it was like my anxiety was just making it like, I don't know, like I was so I was just so uncomfortable. And she was like, "You can pick one more thing." I was like, "Can I have the orange Jello, please?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Thank you." So we go to the second shelf, right? And I'm like starting to like get like even more fidgety, and I'm just like, "Oh, people are judging me." So this lady's like, "You can pick one thing from the shelf or two things from the shelf." And I was like, "Is that gravy?" And she was like, "Yeah, right here." And I was like, "Yeah, like, is that gravy?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I have that, please?" And she was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you want it in like the packet or can?" And I was like, uh, packet's fine. So then she was like, "Okay." And then she was like, "Do you want a roll of toilet paper?" I was like, "Yeah, I want a roll of toilet paper." And I was like, again, I'm all jittery. I'm all like, I'm literally doing these hand motions, like pointing and everything. Like, I kid you not. We get to the third aisle, or like the third shelf, okay? I'm 32. I'm not a very materialistic person. I'm not. Anything extra that I have always goes to my kids. I buy lash line lashes so that I can glue them on 3 or 4 times per use. If I'm gonna have my nails done, I literally buy like the press on nails, like, and like a package of like 100 or whatever, so I can just press them on and paint them myself. So I'm not like, yeah. So anyways, we get to this third shelf, and the first thing I see on the top is paper towel. And I kid you not, before she told me that I could have something off of this shelf, I was like, "Can I have paper towel? Can I have a roll of paper towel?" She was like, "Yes." So she grabs me a roll of paper towel. At this present point in time, the 3 other people in this room, like that are all like getting like bags and stuff together and whatnot, they're all like loving my enthusiasm at this point. So I kid you not, at the bottom of this shelf was Purex laundry soap, and I can't use any other Purex laundry soap. Like, I can't use any other laundry soap, Sunlight, anything like that. I can't use powdered detergent, anything like that. I break out in rashes just everywhere. So this Purex laundry soap was down there, and I was over the top excited. Oh, sorry, something popped up in my phone. But I was over the top excited, and I was like, "Can I have that laundry soap?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can have that laundry soap." I'm like, "Thanks." So everything's like up on like this counter thing, right? And then I got milk, and because I don't drink coffee, I got 2 things of milk instead of a milk and a cream. And I got a bag of potatoes, chicken, like hamburger, like I got like quite a bit of stuff. And I was like, cereal for my kids. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, I was just so, so grateful. So at the end, like, of everything, I was like, "Thank you all so much." And she hands me a piece of paper. Like, just like the other lady handed me a piece of paper, but I shoved them in my pocket, right? I didn't look at them. I just shoved them in my pocket. So I take all the bags out, and I'm outside, and I got to Sean, and I was like, he's like, "Oh," he's like, "You got laundry soap." And I was like, "I got something even better than laundry soap." And I pull out the paper towel, and I'm like, "Look, I got gold." But that's how rough it's been, because when I'm getting excited over one roll of paper towel, that's bad. But I don't even care, because yesterday I felt like it was like the best day ever. So we got into the car or whatever, and I pulled pieces of paper out of my pocket to see what the other lady had given me, and like the other lady inside. So the lady inside gave me my next appointment date. And I was like, "What? I don't understand." Like, but I guess like because everything and food and everything's going up, I guess it's just like people just have to use the food bank all the time. And it made me feel like, I don't know, maybe there was something more I could do. Like, I don't know, offer my services to volunteer or something. But then I thought, do you really want to volunteer when your anxiety's that high and really be doing this kind of point and shit, like all and shit all the time? I don't really know. So it got me thinking. And there are like a lot of programs that help a lot of people, and I could not believe it, right? Like I didn't have to provide ID. I didn't have to provide anything. I just had to tell them, like how many kids I had and whatever, and they were right there willing to help. And it just totally threw me for a loop. And I felt like an ass for how I acted in there, because I was like, pointing and stuff. And I was like, so anyways, I pull out the other one and it's for a Christmas hamper. And I was like, oh, mind you, because I already got signed up through one of Tavina's workers for a Christmas hamper. I can't accept that one. So it's sad, because they literally are just there to help. And I kind of feel bad that like me and this girl went through all these questions or whatever, and like I had no idea what it was for. And I just thought it was for the food bank. It was not. So anyways, we got home. Remember that mystery box I told you about? I was super excited for this mystery box, right? Like, dead on set for this mystery box. Everybody else was getting them. I wanted one. I wanted to know what was in it. So we get home. I kid you not, I'm opening this giant lollipop, because I got 4 of them for my kids. They were this freaking big. And I wasn't going to give it to Davina, and then I was like, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's give her a giant lollipop and see what happens. And she made an absolute mess with it. But Sean, on the other hand, decided he was going to open the freaking mystery box. And he starts taking things out. I'm like, stop! He's like, what? And I'm like, you know how excited I was to open that box. Like, I literally risked COVID and everything else to leave this house. And now you just, like, half ruined the mystery box. Pretty much, you've ruined it. Like, wow. So I go over and I'm, like, looking at the mystery box, right? And I'm like, I need to see everything before you pull it out. So I go back to dealing with Tavina and whatnot. But I just want to say that, like, as, like, crazy as I acted and everything else, and, like, really didn't even mean to. It was just, like, my anxiety and everything. But they literally, like, just want to help. And I was so touched by that. I really was. And I really believe that if like more people came together the way like that the food banks do and everybody else, like, maybe we wouldn't have so many people who are homeless or so many people who needed help. Anyways, I know wasn't like, completely hilarious like my other videos are, but it was something I went through, and I just felt like who does that? Who goes to... Can I have that one? Is that paper towel? I want it. But it was definitely, it wasn't like a bad experience. It was just like my anxiety, like kind of made it like, I just felt like really judged and everything. And it made me act a little crazy. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed my video, and I hope that you'll like it, share it, and let's get some more followers for some more funny videos.